Nardyne Jefferies.
Good afternoon. I'm Nardyne Jefferies. My daughter Brishell Jones was one of the three young people murdered March 30th, 2010 on South Capitol Street. There was 9 people shot with multiple weapons. My daughter was shot in the head with an AK-47, head blown wide open. And it's hard to even talk now because just listening to all the stories and just knowing what you're going through, I definitely can relate to the young lady that just spoke, saying her mother's deteriorating. My father died due to bladder cancer, but he just had no fight after Brishell was killed. Couldn't get out of bed for 6 months. When he finally got up, he was diagnosed with cancer, and he just didn't have the will to live any longer. And elected officials, politicians, activists, all of us as a human society, we need to be a more conscious society. And I think it's just very selfish of the gun shops and gun manufacturers to take the attitude that, well, we're only making guns for, whatever the purpose that they're claiming to make the guns for. It's not my fault that, innocent people have been gunned down with the guns that I've manufactured and have put into my gun shops. And it is your responsibility to be more responsible. You can't think that, manufacturing deadly weapons, you have no responsibility there. You do. And I just want to say to all the elected officials, that you need to stop thinking in that selfish manner that, I guess because it hasn't happened to you, that you feel like you're, oblivious to it and you're so distant from it. But you're not. Anyone can get a weapon. As Abby made a statement from No Easy Gun Protest, that you can get a gun as easy as purchasing a candy bar, and she's absolutely right. You can buy a gun from Craigslist, on the internet, some Walmart stores, a trunk of a car, anywhere. And for you to have the attitude that, well, I live in a certain neighborhood, or you're not safe. The bottom line is you're not safe. My only child is now gone. I don't know what it's going to be like to be a grandmother because I will never have any grandchildren. I won't know what it's like to visit my daughter in college because she didn't make it that summer. She was killed that spring. All of her friends have now gone off to college and they're moving along as best they can. But, people that take lives of innocent people, they don't realize the effects that the devastation they leave behind. It's not just the victims whose lives you've taken and their families whose lives you've, forever changed. But you have to think about, in my case, or in a lot of cases, the pediatricians. It's hard for all of those relationships that have been established with those victims. People now have lost, and that void is never going to be filled again. So I'm definitely here to go along with the rest of the families to see these senators and let them know that, enough has been enough many years ago. I'm not going to sit back and tolerate, any more mothers and parents, siblings, and young people, old people, middle-aged people being gunned down. It makes no sense. This is supposed to be a civilized nation. Let's start acting like it. Representatives, let's get on board. Let's stop being, so quick to make the almighty dollar. You can always, money is going to be there. You can't replace human lives. I can't buy another daughter no more than anyone else can buy another sister or father or whatever, relationship you had with that loved one. Don't be so selfish, and be more respectful. So we're going to go over there and we're going to get in the faces of these politicians and we're going to let them know guns in the wrong hands is very, very deadly, and it makes absolutely no sense. And we're not going away once the cameras leave. We're not going away when their offices close. We'll come back and we'll keep coming back just like we've been doing for years and many years to come, and we'll keep coming back, and we're going to have more people because unfortunately until they get it, we're going to have more casualties. Thank you.